नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. Welcome all of you to our Bhagavad Gita reading session. We are discussing chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita as it is. So yesterday we had read verse number 1. What was that verse? तम तथा कृपयाविष्टम् अश्रुपूर्णाकुलेक्षणं विषीदन्तम् इदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदन. Seeing what Sanjay is telling, Sanjay uvacha. Sanjay is telling that, oh my dear Dhritarashtra, tam tatha kripayavistam, seeing Arjuna overwhelmed with compassion, Ashrupurna Kulekshanam, and his eyes are full with tears. It is literally dropping. And in that state of lamentation, Visidantam, Idam, Vakyam, Uvacha Madhusudana. Seeing Arjuna in this state, Idam Vakyam, Uvacha Madhusudana. Madhusudana or Krishna has said the following words. So what he has said, we are now going to see. So let us recite this verse. Verse number 2.2. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Kutastva kasmalam idam visame samupasthitam anarya justam ashwargyam akirti karam arjuna. Please join with me. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha.
श्री भगवान उवाच
Kutastva kasmalam idam
सुतस्तुत्वा कस्मलमिदं
visame samupasthitam
विषमे समुपस्थितम्
anarya justam ashwargyam
अनार्यजुष्टम् अशौर्यम्
akirti karam arjuna.
अकीर्तिकरम् अर्जुन.
Very good. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
श्री भगवान उवाच
Kutastva kasmalam idam
कुतस्त्वा कस्मलम् इदं
visame samupasthitam
विषमे समुपस्थितम्
anarya justam ashwargyam
नार्यजुष्टम् अश्वर्यम्
akirti karam arjuna.
अकीर्तिकरम् अर्जुन.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
श्री भगवान उवाच
Kutastva kasmalam idam
कुतस्तत्त्वा कस्मलमिदं
visame samupasthitam
विषमे समुपस्थितम्
anarya justam ashwargyam
अनार्यजुष्टं स्वर्गम्
akirti karam arjuna.
अकीर्तिकरम् अर्जुन.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yesterday we had seen in verse number 1, just we recited in the beginning. Before that, chapter 1 ends with evam muktarjuna sankhye rathopastu pavisat visrijya sasaram chapam soka sambhegna manasa. So Arjuna started lamenting and casting aside his bow, he sat down in the chariot. Seeing this, hearing this, Dhritarashtra became very happy. He was joyful. Oh, now Pandavas are going to renounce. They are not willing to fight, so they will go to forest now. And my son will enjoy the kingdom. But immediately noticing this, Sanjay said, no, 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 story doesn't end here. It's continued. Seeing this state of Arjuna, Madhusudana spoke the following. So that means Madhusudana is going to do something now. He will reinstate Arjuna back into original position. Arjuna has lost his composure, but Madhusudana will clear his doubt of misunderstanding. So how Madhusudana is going to do it, we will see today. But before that, some critical bullet points yesterday, we just run through the purport very quickly, but this is very wonderful purport. Material compassion, lamentation, and tears are all signs of ignorance, okay, of the real self. So who is really knowledgeable of the self, this doesn't arise him. Material compassion, lamentation, and tears. So we should understand it and also practice it. So am I ignorant that I am crying? Why am I lamenting? Because whatever situation it is, the situation will come and go. Situation is not, situations will not stay forever. So why should I lament? I should tolerate it. Material compassion, unnecessary material compassion. Why? Because is it wise to save the dress of a drowning man? No. So similarly, we normally show compassion towards the material conditions, always, mostly. But this is not real compassion. This is okay, good, it's good to have, but we have to know that this is not the best. Rather, we should have the compassion towards the soul. Like saving the man is more important than saving his dress. If we will not save the man, it's of no use. He will drown and die. So similarly, compassion towards the soul is the real compassion. So that's the reason, example, building a temple is far, far more rich and wise than building a hospital. So, because in hospital, people go and clear their material disease. Material disease means, okay, physical disease. But in temple, people will go and purify their soul and cure the diseased soul. And so this is at higher level. That's the reason you see in the Vedic time, the kings used to build many, many magnificent temples. Why? And which are surviving even nowadays also. And then the structure used to be so big, so large that it can easily survive thousands of years. Why? The kings were not spending so much in their own palace than they spend in the temple. You see how many palaces are surviving nowadays? Not many. But you see, so many temples are surviving. So these are the small points, but we should make a notice of it. Of course, I'm not against the hospitals because hospitals are very important. Unless and until our body is fit, how come we will practice spirituality? That's important, but then we have to understand, in a relative perspective, which is more important. That's the reason Srila Prabhupada has instructed his disciples to build magnificent temples. Temples should be very attractive and should be of high standard, maybe 7-star, 9-star of that standard. Then people will come. And by these outer attractions, they come here, and um, then they can feel the spiritual presence of the Lord, and thereby they can be attracted towards the Lord. Okay, good. So these are some key points. And here you see Vasudev is starting this verse as Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. He could have written also Krishna Uvacha, Sri Krishna Uvacha. There is nothing wrong in that, because Arjuna Uvacha and Dhritarashtra Uvacha, Sanjay Uvacha, when respective persons are speaking, it is addressed by their name. And here, to give respect, he could have also said, oh, Sri Krishna Uvacha, not Krishna Uvacha, giving him respect, Sri. But instead of doing that, wherever, in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Bhagavad Gita, wherever, in all the Vedic compositions, when Krishna is addressed, he is addressed Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, out of respect. Like, we can call our superiors or bosses or, by their name. There is nothing wrong in that. But still, in India, we give them respect. Okay, we call them sir. Why? Because from whom we are learning and who are guiding us. So generally, valuing that culture, we address them in that way. Or in our family also, we address them with some suffix or prefix, right? Bhaiya, Didi, uncle, auntie, whatever means, So this is out of respect. We don't address them by their name, even if while quoting, we quote them like as if even if they are not present. Means even if not in front of them, also on their back, we also say, out of respect. Why? Because in the same way, Srila Vyasadeva is addressing Krishna as Sri Bhagavan. Bhagavan. So Krishna is the Supreme Bhagavan. This name is reserved. And while Arjuna is speaking, Sanjay is speaking, Dhritarashtra is speaking, he is not telling anywhere that Bhagavan Uvacha. So Srila Prabhupada is going to expand and put some commentary on this. We will see. We will read. Kutastva Kasmalamidam. Krishna is starting, you see, so wonderful. This is the first verse. Krishna started speaking. And how is starting? Chastising Arjuna. Kutastva Kasmalamidam Visame Samupastitam. Anarya Justam Aswargyam Akirtikaram Arjuna. He started by chastising. What he is telling? Kutastva Kasmalamidam. Idam, idam kasmalam. All these dirtiness or impurities. Kutastva, where from it arises? Twa, unto you. And this is not a ordinary moment. This is Bishama. This is a very important moment. In this crisis situation, this is hour of crisis. So Bishama. At this hour of crisis, Samupastitam, how it arised, where from it is arised. These are Anarya Justam. This is not befitting to a Arya. This is like, this is befitting like a Anarya. Who is Anarya? We'll see. Who doesn't have real knowledge of actual purpose of life. So this is like an Arya system. A Arya is someone who understands the real purpose of the life, how it will be utilized. So this is Anarya Justam. Not only that, oh Arjuna, it is Aswargyam. It will not give you heavenly planets. Akirtikaram. And it will not bring fame to you. This will bring infamy, Akirti. How come these impurities or dirtiness arise upon you? You see? So Krishna begins in chastising Arjuna. So how should we understand that? The same Krishna is speaking in 17th chapter, Anudvaiga karam vakyam satyam priya hitam chaya swadhyaya vesanam chaiva bangmayam tapauchyate. 17.15. Krishna is telling there is some austerity of speech, so we should not speak those words which bring, which are like anudvaiga, which can agitate someone. Anudvaiga karam vakyam. Hitam, it should be beneficial. Priyam, it should be sweet and palatable. So then why he is starting with chastising Arjuna? We have to understand this. Krishna has invested in the relationship with Arjuna. You see, chapter 1 begins and introducing Krishna as a Bhakta Vatsala. You see, being Supreme Lord, being competent in all respects than Arjuna. Arjuna is a living being and Krishna is the Supreme Lord. But still, he has taken the position of a charioteer driver. He rendered service to Arjuna. So that shows a big affection. Let's say when your near and dear ones, they do something which struck you in wonder. Let's say, for example, one father, he's a CEO, he's a multi-millionaire, he's leading a multi-billionaire company, and his hourly value is like anything. And at this, this very much understood by the son. And if that father, just to please the son, if he spends entire day with him, without big, without so much, without a big reason, then the son will definitely appreciate that. Oh, my father hourly value is so much, and but still he could sacrifice this and spending time with me. So similarly, it's just a small example, might not be a real, might not be so powerful one, but this is just coming to my mind. Yeah, but yes, the purpose is that we appreciate when somebody does something out of the comfort zone or what is not expected from it. It is not expected from Krishna to be a charioteer driver of Arjuna. Arjuna didn't demand this. He could never have thought of it also. So, but voluntarily, Krishna has done the service. So that means when we invest in the relationship, then we command that thing. Okay. So Krishna has earned that to chastise Arjuna. But we have to see. But okay, from this we should not take wrong teachings also. Oh, we have the license of also chastising someone when somebody is lamenting or something. No. We have to examine very carefully whether we have invested so much in this relationship so that we earn that credit of chastising someone. If not, then rather we should not chastise, we should empathize or maybe use some different strategy. Okay, so let us go here. Synonyms. And here Krishna's love towards Arjuna is so evident that he could chastise, like a mother chastise his baby. Mother has so much of love towards the baby, but still she chastises. Why? For making the child better. So that is a love expressed in different way. Uh, so intention is always important. We should not go by the externality of it. Intention is very important. Okay, at what intention you are speaking, and the other person should get it. But if your intention is good, but the other person is not getting it, then there is no point. You know. So how the other person will get it? If you could invest in that relationship to a greater degree, then the other person will understand. We see sometimes two good friends, they could even slap each other, but still they they're- they keep good bonding afterwards also. How is it possible? Can you slap someone in office and still keep good relationship? No, you will be sacked the next day. So this is relative, you know. So based upon the situation and perspectives, we have to understand, okay, things in its right perspectives. You know. Synonyms. This verse is very long. We will not be able to complete, I believe. But let's see how much we can complete. We will try. Synonyms. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Kutaha, where from, Twa, unto you, Kasmalam, dirtiness, Idam, this lamentation, Vishame, in this hour of crisis, Samupastitam arrived, Anarya, person who do not know the value of life, Justam, practiced by Ashwargyam, which does not lead to higher planets, Akirtikaram, infamy, Karam means the cause of Arjuna, O Arjuna. Kutaha idam kasmalam, the Lord said, how has this bewilderment, hmm, how has this dirtiness, what is this dirtiness? This lamentation, bewilderment, this is dirtiness. Tvam visame sampastitam, come upon to you, which is anarya justam, which is contrary to liberation. Liberation is the actual goal of the life. hmm. So contrary to liberation, so who doesn't know the value of life? You know? So he is anarya justam. And aswargyam prohibits swarga in the next life. Even though that person is not in the platform of soul, who is not aspiring liberations, but let's assume that he is in bodily platform, then also this kind of deeds will not bring you swarga, which is in the bodily conception, because swarga is something in your next life you will get a better body and better planets, so that you can enjoy there. So still this is a bodily conception. Okay. Uh, so it will not bring that too. Okay. Forget about that. Forget about the next life. In this life also, it is not going to give you fame. This will bring infamy. So we have seen in chapter 1, Arjuna is giving arguments of his present life, of his next life, of his next generations. So Krishna is also answering from that standpoint, you know. So Arya is someone who strive for liberation. But here Arjuna, this kind of deeds like withdrawing from war, avoiding from your duty, this will not lead to liberation. This is contrary to that. So are you an Arya? You see, addressing Arjuna as an Arya, a Kshatriya, when he is addressed as an Arya, his blood will be kind of boiling. So, but Arjuna, Krishna is using this because he has invested in that relationship. Otherwise, we have to follow 17.15. Anudvega karam vakyam. Okay, we should not, our statement should not agitate anyone. Prohibits swarga, ashwargyam, and brings infamy, akirti. How akirtikaram? Because Krishna is telling, oh Arjuna, do you think that this Karna and Duryodhan, they will praise you that, oh, out of compassion, you see how soft-heartedness Arjuna is? No, rather they will tell, you see, out of fear, this coward flew away from the battle. So this will bring infamy. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Srila Prabhupada is translating Bhagavan as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Godhead means there are many gods, demigods, but he, the Bhagavan, is Godhead. He is the chief of all these devatas or gods. But is he something like Nirakar? No. Nirgun? No. He is having a personality. He is a person. He exists. He has wonderful qualities. He has beautiful form. His personality. He is a person. And he is not an ordinary person. Among all the personality, he is the supreme personality. Whatever you could have imagined, whatever comes in your imagination or beyond your imagination. Okay? All this personality he has, that means he has wonderful qualities. He is the supreme person. Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is a very wonderful translation. We should appreciate that. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets but to infamy. But here you see, Krishna very cleverly is calling that, these impurities. Okay, impurities means what? Which is not, which is foreign to us. They do not belong to us. These are impure. Okay, these are the foreign substance. So Krishna is telling that these kind of thoughts, Arjuna, they are not actually you. So by addressing that way, you are differentiating the sin from the sinner. The activity, someone is not labeled with the activity. Oh, this kind of behavior you are not showing, you are now showing, but this is not really actually you. By saying this, we empower the person also. We empower the person whom we are talking. Oh, actually you are not like this. So that means it's an appreciation. It's an indirect. It's an appreciation. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, these are like impurities to you, because you are a valiant Kshatriya. But where from they have come upon you? Please analyze. Where from they have come upon you? He's putting a question mark. Why it's area of concern? Because they are not befitting a man who knows the value of life. But you are not like so. You are a man who knows the value of life, because you see how thoughtful arguments you have given. Actually, you are concerned about your life's value. But this is basically befitting you. Why I am telling this? Because they will not lead to higher planets, but to infamy. A person, a not so intelligent, but at least a medium intelligent person, at least strive for higher planets in his next life. Okay, but this kind of decision will not bring that even. Forget about that. In this life, you will not be able to lead also a famous life. This will be bringing infamy. Okay, so we will take the purport tomorrow. The time is up. It's a wonderful purport and very long. And we will scrutinizingly read and study what it reveals to us. Okay. Thank you all very much. Thanks for your patientful hearing. Thanks for your enthusiastic participation. Srimad Bhagavad Gita.
Thank you, sir.
Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Have a nice day. I am feeling little low because I am barely needing some food. Fasting yesterday. Okay, so I'm quickly going to have some food to break my fast, and I request all of you also to do the same who have kept the upavas. You know, Ravi Prabhu, Amit Prabhu, they keep Ekadashi fasting. Right? So have you broken your fasting, Ravi Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Have a nice day. Hare Krishna.